know, Vortex, there are a lot of people that watch this channel for different reasons. People like the fact that I tell it like it is. People like the fact that I'm a real ass bitch. I'm sure there are many people that like the fact that I am seemingly a misogynist. I'll have people support me because they think that I like Trump, and then I'll have people support me because they think that I don't like Trump, and it really just depends on the day, and it depends on the mood that I'm in, and it depends on like what I'm talking about, what I'm shooting, because, you know, I'm not a chameleon or anything. I just change my mind a lot. Not because I'm a woman, because I have what clinicians would call schizophrenia. So, we're all over the place. But there are certain things that are pretty unshakable with me, and those things are divine. Those things are like right and wrong, good and bad, moral, immoral. I think there's truth to the statement that, you know, you make your own morals, but I think that there's also, you know, universal truth. Like, killing people is not something we should be doing, you know? We could get into the semantics of who and what and why and how and all that, but overall, I think that we could all agree on the fact that killing people is not a good thing, right? So, morale is definitely low. It's low because of the phones. I will keep saying it till they kill me for saying it. It's because of the fucking phones. Because the phones have made people less aware of themselves. Anything that makes you less aware of yourself is bad, okay? That's why I'm against technology. That's why I'm against psychiatric medication. That's why I think social media is the devil. Now, you can use bad stuff for good. Good can still be accomplished. Like, I'll never believe in psychiatric drugs. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. Ever! Ever! There's always, like, holistic approaches that you could take that would provide you whatever you think the psychiatric medication is providing you. People don't want to hear that because they love this idea that they're a victim because of their so-called mental illness, or they're being victimized by somebody else's mental illness, so that person needs to be subdued. Now, I remember when I was on that shit, it was like, I just felt dead inside. And I felt guilty because of that, you know? I would rather be alive and flailing than not be able to feel anything. But sadly, most of society is not that way. And because the morale just keeps getting lower and lower because of technology, as I've just mentioned, you're going to see more and more people getting on medication. And I mean, this has already happened. I mean, they said with COVID, people complaining of mental illness and depression and anxiety, like that definitely skyrocketed in that time frame. But it's just gotten worse. And it's going to keep getting worse because people keep relying on technology. They keep relying on all the stuff that makes them depressed and anxious, you know? And it doesn't ever occur to anybody that maybe it's their habits that are creating this state of mind. People don't ever want to change anything about their lifestyle. So, of course, if they're told, oh yeah, you have this disorder and it makes everything so hard and here's some pills, you know? Of course they'd rather do that than take a walk, you know? Of course they'd rather do that than like put their phone down and figure out something to do that would be fulfilling. You know, my art is definitely fulfilling. So even though I'm not married and I don't have kids and I still work at this shit restaurant, it's like, I'm way happier than I ever thought I could be. I just assumed I'd be dead right now. I assume I would have killed myself. Like, I made a decision a long time ago to commit suicide. It's funny now. It's really funny now. But, you know, if you're alone in this world, that just means that you have extra God. That means that you have more of the thing that made you. So you need to tap into that. Don't worry about the world. The world is killing itself. And I know that's hard because, like, we want to save all these people. We want to help them at the very least, but they don't want to be helped. They trust people that hurt them and reject people that actually want to help them. You know? Of all the women in my life that I've tried to help, I hope Kimberly's watching this. She's literally the only woman that has taken any of my advice or, and I don't really give advice, but, yeah, she was the only one that actually listened to me and adhered to what I said to her. And she found God. Can you believe that? Crazy bitch finding God. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. With God, all things are possible, okay? But people don't want to believe that, and they want to keep trusting in humanity? I mean, I would say that, like, the reason why, like, everything is so bad is because, like, people are so hopeless. Like, when they look at people in society and they look at just all the things that we have been given, that for a long time, you know, people were just like, oh, this is wonderful that we have this. We're so lucky to have this. But a person like me that's, you know, inherently skeptical, like, we see the bullshit. We smell the bullshit before it starts stinking, okay? And we try to warn everybody else, and they're like, oh, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what's wrong. You're like, well, you might notice the problem 10 years from now, and by that point, you won't be able to do anything about it. Because your kids will be too far gone. And your parents will be too far gone. And your best friend will be too far gone, and they won't even want to speak to you anymore. You know? It's like that phone has divided so many families and friends and relationships. And so, you know, when I hear people making excuses for it, I want to kill those people. I really do. You know? You're lucky that I have self-awareness, and I know that killing people is